All right, everyone, get ready, because today we're taking a deep dive into the story of the Vespa. And let me tell you, this goes way beyond your average scooter story. I mean, for starters, did you know this thing was almost called the Donald Duck?
Indeed it was. The very first prototype, they called it the Paperino.
Paperino.
Yeah, Italian for Donald Duck. Imagine that.
Wow. I kind of see it, actually, especially some of those early models. You know, you send over some sources, and that design journal article, I think it was French.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, wild designs. But it really shows the journey, how the Vespa went from, like, this post-war Italian thing to, well, what it is now.
Precisely. A global icon. It's a fascinating evolution we'll be unpacking today.
For sure. So, everyone listening, picture this. It's Italy, right after World War II. Piaggio, the company, they're known for making airplanes. Suddenly, they can't make airplanes anymore.
Quite a predicament.
Total curveball. But they pivoted, and this is where it gets cool. They used that airplane knowledge to make scooters.
Necessity is the mother of invention, as they say.
So it's true, they really did use airplane tech for these things. What was that like?
Oh, absolutely. The Vespa's design was directly influenced by Piaggio's aviation background. See, post-war Europe needed transportation that was reliable, affordable. And the Vespa, well, it fit that need perfectly.
So it wasn't just like a happy accident. There was some serious engineering behind it.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
They used a unibody design, rare for motorcycles back then. Most had separate frames and bodies, but the Vespa body was the frame, like an airplane fuselage. Strong, lightweight, perfect for navigating those post-war roads you see.
Wow. Talk about turning swords into scooters. So they had the smart design, used what materials they had, but it still feels like a big jump, going from that to, like, cultural phenomenon. How'd they do it?
Well, the Vespa, it really tapped into something bigger, you know, especially for young people after the war. Freedom, breaking from tradition, adventure, all very relevant themes at the time.
And speaking of adventure, we got to talk Roman Holiday.
Ah, yes.
That movie, that image, just put the Vespa on the map, right?
Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck effortlessly gliding through the streets of Rome. Movie magic.
Exactly. Romance, that European, what's the word, je ne sais quoi. But even before Hollywood got a hold of it, the Vespa was already making waves. I mean, that advertising campaign we saw.
Ci va Vespa. Manger la mele.
Yeah. What was that? Who Vespas? Eats apples. Still not sure I get it.
Unconventional, playful, a little rebellious even. It captured the Vespa spirit perfectly.
And speaking of rebellious, we have to talk about the mods.
Ah, yes, the mods.
So late 50s, early 60s Britain.
Right.
The
Wow.
mods were all about style, music, and scooters were a big part of that. The Vespa, it was perfect for them. Clean lines, easy to customize.
It became more than just a scooter to them. It was a statement.
Absolutely. And it's funny how a brand can get swept up in a cultural movement like that, you know, almost like it takes on a life of its own.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Often in ways the creators could never have anticipated. You know, it's amazing how quickly the Vespa went global.
Yeah.
Like one of the sources you sent, it said by like 1953.
Okay.
So what, like 7 years after they started making them, there were 10,000 places selling Vespas all over the world.
10,000.
Obviously.
Worldwide.
That's nuts. I mean, he knew it got popular, but that many.
It's a testament to, I think, its universal appeal. This
Yeah.
wasn't just like an Italian fad. It was
Yeah.
clearly something people all over were connecting with.
And it wasn't just scooters either, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they make a Vespa car at some point?
They did.
The Vespa 400, something like that?
The Vespa 400, that's right.
Wild, huh? Not as successful, obviously, but still. Interesting to think about. It really is.
Like, what was the thinking there? Just trying to capitalize on the name, or...
It does make you wonder, doesn't it?
Because they went whole hog for a bit, didn't they? Factories all over the place. What was it, Germany, the UK?
Germany, UK, France,
Well,
Spain.
Spain. Even, like, India, Brazil, if I'm remembering right.
They really did. It's amazing.
I mean, that's not just a product anymore. That's something else entirely.
It's a global phenomenon.
Yeah. Like, what is it that makes it so, I don't know, enduring? You think it's just the design?
The design is a huge part of it, I think.
Because it's funny, it hasn't really changed that much, has it?
It has evolved,
Yeah.
but the core elements have remained remarkably consistent.
Exactly. Like, you know that saying, if it ain't broke.
Don't fix it.
Exactly. And they've updated it, right? Electric models and all that.
They have, which is quite savvy, given the global shift towards sustainable transportation.
For sure. But still, that basic Vespa look, it just works, you know?
It's a design that has aged remarkably well.
It has. And it's not just like a nostalgia thing either.
No, not at all.
I mean, you see it everywhere. Movies, shows, commercials.
Absolutely.
Even that show, Emily in Paris, right?
Yes.
Talk about a different vibe from post-war Italy.
Quite different.
But there it is, that Vespa, just sort of the scenery, you know?
Representing a certain joie de vivre, perhaps.
Exactly. And that's what's wild, right? It's not just a scooter.
It's more than that.
It's a feeling, a statement, something like that.
It's become imbued with meaning.
Right. And you don't get that with just any product, you know?
You don't. It's a rare thing.
It really is. And you know what else is wild? Over 19 million Vespas sold.
19 million.
Think about that for a second. 19 million. That's a whole lot of scooters.
It really is. Makes you wonder, what's next for the Vespa? How does something like this, born back in the 20th century,
Yeah.
How does it keep going in the 21st?
Well, they seem to be adapting, right? Like, they've got the electric models now.
They do.
Which makes sense, especially these days.
Absolutely. Sustainability is becoming more and more important, especially in cities, which is, prime Vespa territory.
It's true. It's almost like they're coming full circle, in a way.
How so?
Well, think about it. Born out of World War II, right? All that.
Yeah.
And it became a symbol of, like, starting over, optimism.
Right.
And now we're facing different challenges, but still.
Right.
Maybe the Vespa can be part of that too, you know?
A symbol for a different kind of recovery. I like that.
And through it all, it's still that same Vespa. You know what I mean?
There's something to be said for enduring design, wouldn't you say?
Totally. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's the how, you know?
It makes a statement
Yeah.
about who you are, how you see the world.
Exactly. So next time you see a Vespa zipping around.
Don't just see a scooter.
Exactly. See a little piece of history, maybe even a little glimpse of the future. Who knows? And with that, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of the Vespa. What a journey. From Donald Duck to global icon.
Yeah.
It's been a ride. Thanks for listening, everyone.